Hi, Chris Kuzmal here. I've created a new REPL for BucketSort. The first thing that we do is we import java.util.arrays, which will allow us to not have to write our own toString method for arrays. In main, we establish, in the class main, we establish static fields of pass, fail, and tests. And when we run our test bucket sort, which we will look at in a moment, we just print out whether or not how many of the tests we passed and how many of the tests we failed. In our test bucket sort, we increment the static field tests by 1 and create a test array with values of 0.9, 0.8, 0.1, and 0.2. Of note here is that these are in the range from 0 to 1. And that makes it so that we have that's a requirement of the bucket sort, and which we'll get into once we actually write the code. Here we're not actually going to be writing the code for bucket sort. We're just setting up a test case. The expected result is for those values to be sorted from lowest to highest, as you see on line 15, and then we invoke a bucket sort method that takes the array and puts the result into answer, and then we check to see whether or not the two values are equal using an equals method that we'll take a quick look at, and if so, then we pass, otherwise. And here's where we use our arrays. Arrays.toString of expected is the toString method, or performs the toString method that we have implemented in prior occasions, but we're accessing it through the arrays library rather than rewriting that code ourselves again. And of course we increment fail when we have that failed test, and we're going to have a failed test. We did implement an equals method. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an arrays method that does a comparison of two arrays. I suppose I could check that, but I'm not going to do it for now. The AI assist for REPL helped me write this code, and it's pretty much what I would have written. We'll just compare whether if the lengths are different, we return false. If any pair of elements at corresponding indices are different, we return false, and otherwise we return true. And that's the equals method, which is a rewrite of things we've had in the past. And here's our bucket sort, which is a stub. What it does is it takes the array of doubles, it creates a ret val that's of the correct length, and it simply returns it, which is going to be a set of all zeros. And so we fully expect and even want to have failure when we run this code. And so when we restore our screen, we can actually see when we ran this that we had a failed test. We expected 0.1, 0.2, 0.8, 0.9, but got 0, 0, 0, 0, and that's exactly what we actually expected. And so that's actually success, despite precisely because we got a failed test. So next time we'll begin implementing the actual bucket sort.